नमस्ते, खुश रहो बेटिया। Myself Dr. K.K. Chaudhary, Faculty of Education and Methodology, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women University, Jaipur. My teaching subject is Animal Physiology and Endocrinology. And now we will discuss about the digestive system. Digestion. First start with the digestive system. First is the introduction. The food we eat contain a variety of nutrients which are used by the body for building the new tissue and repairing the damaged one. Nutrients are the substance which provides the energy to function properly all organs of the body. The primary function of the digestive system is to provide water, electrolytes, nutrients from the food into the animal's body internal environment. Because living organisms require a continuous flow of the energy source from which the cell can produce the ATP and carry out their particular energy dependent activities. Okay? However, most of the food we eat consists of the molecules that are too large, big in size, so they cannot be absorbed directly. So the body requires the breakdown of the large food particles into the smaller food particles for the better absorption. Means there is a catabolic reactions, breakdown of the large particles into the simple particles, carbohydrates into the monosaccharides, proteins into the amino acids, fats into the fatty acid and the glycerols. So these can be easily absorbed and used by the body for the production of the energy and the proper function of all the organs present into the human beings. So the cells can produce energy. Therefore, the food must be broken down into the smaller food particles to enter into the body cell by a process known as digestion, and the breakdown of the organ involved in the breakdown of large food particles collectively known as the digestive system. The digestive system, there are two group of organs composed of the digestive systems. First is the gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal tract, and second is the accessory organs. gastrointestinal tract, or you can say that is the alimentary canal. Alimentary canal. The alimentary canal consists of the tube having the mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and the anus. Okay, and the accessory digestive organs are the tongue, mouth, esophagus, pharynx, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. Our digestive system is complete. In higher vertebrate, the digestive system is complete. Complete digestive system means it has the two openings, one side the mouth and other by the anus. Then the second is the accessory digestive organs. These are the teeth, tongue, salivary gland, gastric glands, liver, pancreas, etc. These are the accessory digestive organs. These digestive organs, except teeth, no other digestive organs come in the direct contact of the food. Except teeth, accessory organs help in the digestion. So the teeth are only the accessory organs that comes in the direct contact of the food. Okay. Then overall digestive system perform 6 basic processes. First is the ingestion. Six basic processes. First, ingestion. Ingestion, taking of the food through the mouth. That is the ingestion. Yani taking of the food and the liquid through the mouth is known as the ingestion. Second is the secretion. Secretion. About 7 liters of the liquid have been secreted daily. It includes the water, enzymes, acids. About 7 liters of the liquid have been secreted into the alimentary canal daily. This is the secretion. And next, that is the mixing and the propulsion. Mixing and propulsion. Mixing of the food. First, alternate contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscles mix and propel the food. Alternate contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscles help in the mixing and propulsion of the food from mouth to the anus. Okay, then is the digestion. Fourth is the digestion. Digestion, two types, mechanical and chemical. Mechanical digestion with the help of the teeth, breakdown of the large food particles. I have already told you, large food particles into the simple food particles take place with the help of the teeth. Why? Teeth. Due to the breakdown of the large food particle into the simple food particle, the surface area of the particles have been increased. Small the size of the food particle, large the surface area. And if there is large surface area, then more enzyme can work upon it. Okay, so it can be easily digested. So mechanical digestion takes place by the teeth, and churning of the food by the stomach muscles also help in the digestion. That is the mechanical. Chemical digestion also start from the mouth, that is with the help of the enzymes. Large food particles broken down into the smaller food particles by the hydrolysis process. That is known as the digestion. The enzymes help in the digestion. That is chemical digestion. Then next is the absorption. After digestion, the food is absorbed. Absorption. The food is absorbed into the blood or the lymph. The digestion of the food particles take place only up to the small intestine. After small intestine, there is no digestion of the food take place into the body. And absorption only into the small intestine. There is small absorption of the medicines, alcohol take place into the stomach. Otherwise, no absorption take place anywhere. Only the absorption take place into the small intestine. Small intestine have finger-like projections that are known as the villi, like structures. These villi are highly circulated by the blood vessels, surrounded by blood vessels. So these finger-like projections increase the absorptions area, surface area of the small intestine. So maximum absorption of the food take place. After small intestine, if it is absorbed or not absorbed, there is no absorption of the food take place. Okay. Then defecation. Sixth is the defecation. The food that is not absorbed, a waste, indigestible material is pass out from the body through the anus, that is known as the defecation. So these are the 6 basic processes of the digestion. Basic processes of digestion. Ingestion, taking of the food. Secretion, secretion of the acid, enzyme, water, electrolytes. Mixing and propulsion by the smooth muscles. Digestion, two types, mechanical by teeth and the muscles of the stomach. Chemical with the help of the enzymes. Then after digestion, digested food is absorbed into the small intestine, and last is the defecation. After absorption, if unabsorbed food particle, or you can say waste material, or you can say undigestible food that is passed out from the body, that is the defecation. Then after 6 basic processes, the digestion is two types, that is the intracellular digestion and the extracellular digestion. Intra and extracellular digestion. extracellular digestion. Extracellular digestion. Intra, that is inside the cell. The inside the cells, the food vacuoles. Food vacuoles bind with the lysosomes, and these lysosomes bind with the food particles and break down the large food particle into the simple food particle, and that are absorbed into the cell. It is lower animals. This type of the digestion take place. Extracellular, as the name extra, cellular, outside the cell. The digestion take place within a tube-like structure that is also known as alimentary canal. The digestion take place in the human being or in the higher vertebrates. The digestion within the alimentary canal, a gastrointestinal tract, that is the extracellular digestion. Okay? Then digestion, food, two types, diffusible and non-diffusible. Diffusible, which can be easily diffused, easily absorbed, no need of the breakdown. Non-diffusible, one definition of digestion is this: conversion of the non-diffusible food particle into the diffusible one is known as the digestion. The food contains the organic and the inorganic nutrients, organic and inorganic compounds. So in digestive system have the two parts: gastrointestinal tract and the digestive glands. Okay, alimentary canal you can say, and second is the digestive glands. And in digestive glands we will discuss first about the start with the mouth, which have the salivary gland. Salivary glands. There are three types of the salivary glands: parotid, sublingual and submaxillary. Parotid, sublingual, and third one is submaxillary. These are the three types of the salivary glands present into the mouth. Parotid gland, it is present just below in front of the ears, just below and in front of the ears. Then the second is the sublingual, lie under the front part of the tongue. Sublingual lie under the front part of the tongue. Okay, and third is the submaxillary. Submaxillary lie at the angle of the lower jaws. So these three types of the salivary glands are present into the human. Now we will come on the histology of the salivary gland. Histology of the salivary gland. Histology of the salivary gland. Each salivary gland formed of the acids. Okay. Formed of the acids. Okay, these are the acids, singular or acids. These are the intercalated duct. Intercalated ducts. Then intralobular duct, interlobular duct, this is the intralobular duct, and then this is the interlobular duct, and this is the main duct. This is the structure of the salivary gland, and salivary gland is formed of the number of the acids. These acids form the liquid, that is material secreted by the acids, that is formed here into the acids. The acids have the mucous cells and the serous cells are present into the acids. And these are formed of the myoepithelial cells. Myoepithelial cells means these have the actin and the myosin, which are responsible for the contraction and relaxation of the acids. These acids open into a duct that is known as the intercalated ducts, and many intercalated ducts join to form a slight bigger duct, that is the intralobular ducts. And after joining of the many intralobular ducts, there is formation of the interlobular duct, and this interlobular duct open into the main duct of the, that is the main duct of the salivary gland. Such type of gland are racemose type. Racemose, understand? Like bunch of the grapes. So this is the structure of the salivary gland. I can repeat one time. These are the acids. Acids are the secretory units of the salivary glands. These have the serous cells and the mucous cells, and these also have the myoepithelial cells, which have the actin and the myosin, which is responsible for the contraction and relaxation of the acids. These acids open into the ducts. These are known as intercalated ducts, and after combination of intercalated duct, there is formation of the intralobular duct, and these intralobular duct again unite and form the interlobular duct, which open into the main duct. So this structure is like a racemose type, that is the like bunch of the grapes. Then mechanism of the secretion of salivary gland. Mechanism mechanism of secretion. The liquid, the material secreted by the acids is known as the primary secretion. Primary secretion. Material secreted by the acids known as the primary secretion. The basic material of the saliva undergo modification. Okay? The basic material of the acids secreted by the acids undergo modification into the intercalated duct, interlobular duct and intralobular ducts. Here, sodium and the chloride ions are secreted. Sodium and chloride ions are absorbed. Sodium and chloride ions are absorbed, and bicarbonate ions and the potassium ions are secreted in modification. Then what happens? After absorption of the sodium and chloride ions and secretion of the bicarbonate and potassium ions, the final product is hypotonic. And there is no absorption of water. Water absorption. There is no absorption of the water take place. And this final solution, the final product is hypotonic and deficient in sodium and chloride ions, but have sufficient amount of the bicarbonate ions and the potassium ions. Okay, this is known as the saliva. Understand the mechanism of the secretion? The material secreted by the acids is known as the primary secretion. This primary secretion undergoes modification into the intercalated ducts, interlobular ducts, intralobular ducts. And in modification, there is absorption of the sodium and chloride ions and secretion of the bicarbonate and potassium ions. There is no absorption of the water take place. So the final product that is formed, which is rich into the bicarbonate and potassium ions and deficient into the sodium and chloride ions, is hypotonic. So this is known as the saliva, which is appearing to the mouth cavity. Okay? Then regulation of the secretion. Then regulation of the secretion. Regulation of secretion. There are two varieties of the salivary secretion, spontaneous or non-spontaneous. Spontaneous, and non-spontaneous. Spontaneous and non-spontaneous. Spontaneous saliva secretions all times, 24 hours. They didn't require any stimulus. Secretion of the saliva 24 hours without any stimulus, and this keep your mouth moist. Okay. Then second is non-spontaneous, or you can say that is stimulated. It requires a stimulus for the release of the saliva. Stimulus occurs after a norm. Stimulus may be psychological, taste, smell. Stimulus may be of any types, which is the cause of release of the saliva. And in condition and non-conditions. Condition you can learn into the psychology, the experiment of the Pavlov. Okay, after ringing the bell, he provide the food to the dog, and after some time, the dog recognizes that when the bell rings, it gets the food. And one day, when he rang the bell, along there is secretion of the saliva take place into the dog. That is the condition stimulus. It requires the experience. But if you discontinue it, after some time, this stimulus cannot be recognized. You can forget. Unconditioned stimulus, it is innate by birth and require no experience. Like you put a drop of lemon on the newly born child, there is secretion of the saliva taking place. So stimulus are two types: conditioned and non-conditioned. Condition, meaning that is, it requires a condition, it requires experience. Unconditioned require no experience by birth, innate, you can say. Then the next thing is the composition of the saliva. Composition of saliva. Composition of the saliva. In 24 hours, there is about 1 to 1.5 liter of the saliva have been secreted, and it contains 99.5% of the saliva is water and 0.5% is other solutes. Understand? In 24 hours, there is 1 to 1.5 liter of the saliva have been secreted, and the saliva is 99.5% water and 0.5% is solutes. Among the solutes, there are inorganic and organic ions. Inorganic and organic. And in inorganic, these are the sodium ions, chloride ions, phosphate ions, bicarbonate ions. These are inorganic constituent of the saliva. Organic substance, mucus, immunoglobulin A, lysozyme, salivary amylase, and lingual lipase. These are the organic constituent of the saliva. Okay. Understand? In 24 hours, 1 to 1.5 liter of the saliva have been secreted in our mouth. The saliva composition, it is 99.5% water and 0.5% solute, and in 0.5% solute it have the organic and the inorganic constituents. A substance, in inorganic substances it have the sodium ions, chloride ions, bicarbonate ions, potassium ions, etc. And in the organic constituents it have the mucus, immunoglobulin A, then salivary amylase, lingual lipase, lysozyme. These are the organic constituent of the saliva. Then function of the saliva. We come on the function of the saliva. Function of the saliva. Function of the saliva. First is digestion. Digestion. Saliva have the lingual lipase and salivary amylase, two type of the enzymes. Salivary amylase works on the carbohydrates and lingual lipase works on the lipids or the fats. But there is little lipolytic activity of the lingual lipase have been take place due to the alkaline nature into the mouth, and salivary amylase that work on the optimal pH 7, so it becomes ineffective. Okay? Salivary amylase convert the act on the starch and it act on the food into the mouth. But when it enter into the stomach, then the activity are stopped due to the why? There is because salivary amylase work better at the pH 7 and in the stomach there is acidic environment. Okay. Then second is the protective. Protective. It have the lysozyme. Lysozyme, which act against the bacteria. Immunoglobulin A, which act against the viruses. And it also protective against the corrosive gastric juice. You have noted that during vomiting, before vomiting, there is salivation take place into your mouth. And this salivation is for what? To protect your teeth and the mouth from the corrosive action of the gastric juice, which have the acid that is HCl. So, this saliva, before vomiting, the saliva forms a protective coat on your teeth. So, this is the protective. Lubricate. Lubricate. Mucus. It lubricates the food. यानी कि mucin of the saliva lubricates the food, help in the swallowing, and saliva also keep the mouth moist, so you can easily speak. So these are the function of the saliva. So in this session we have discussed about the digestion, definition of the digestion, type of digestion, and digestive gland, that is the salivary gland, histology of the salivary gland, mechanism of the secretion of the salivary gland, basic processes of the digestion, and composition of the saliva, regulation of the secretion of the saliva, and function of the saliva. you understand the topic. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box. I will resolve it. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women University, Jaipur. Thank you. Namaste.